Welcome to Private Money Secrets. I'm Keith Yackey and I'm your host, and all we talk about here is private money, real estate, and some other fun stuff. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's dive in. Keith, what do I do when my private money lender backs out? This is a fear a lot of people have, and it's real. It has happened to me, and it has happened to my clients, and it will happen to you if you are raising private money for any length of time. This is just a part of the game. So what do you do? Well, let me tell you what you do acutely in this situation. Let me tell you how to try to do your best to try and avoid this happening to you. So first and foremost, if it happens to you, you want to get real clear from the private money lender, hey, what's going on? And sometimes this is a hard conversation to have, but you can say something to the effect of, hey, you liked the numbers, you initially agreed to it. What made you want to back out last minute? Like shoot me straight. Tell it to me clearly. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I need to make a decision to move on, but I'm curious what happened. And having this good, open, honest conversation is at first a little hard to do, in a tactful way, but it can lead to some good discussion. They might just say, hey man, I'm uncomfortable with the number, or I don't really have the money right now. I thought I was going to, and my money's still out. There's a whole host of reasons why people may quit. They might just get cold feet. They might not like you. They might have an issue with the joint venture agreement or the documents that are going to be recorded. It could be a lot of things. Their wife could be mad at them. And so, just a million things that could cause this to happen, but you want to get to the bottom of it. Okay? So think about that. Say, what's going on? In the midst of this happening, you're going to have to realize a few things. Number one, try and get your private money lender to commit and to close about a week early. What I mean by that is, hey, if the deal's supposed to close on the 27th, let them all know that the money needs to be in by the 20th, 21st. The reason for that is simple, that if they can't perform by that time, you have some time to scramble in the pocket, as it were, to figure out how to get the deal done. Now, here's something that's hard to realize in the midst of this, but that you will find to be true down the road. We had a client, they had a guy lined up to do a gap lending on one of their deals, and a week before the deal was supposed to close, he backed out. So she was forced to go find other gap lenders, and she was able to find two more. One that would close on this deal, and then she found another deal, and she was able to find this guy to close on that deal. So when you're in the midst of having a private lender flake on you, as frustrating as that is, and believe me, it is. I'm not diminishing how frustrating that is, but sometimes this is a great thing because it's forcing you to go find other resources. I can't tell you how many people have come to me looking to learn how to raise private money that say, basically, man, I had two guys that were lending all the money. They basically retired and just quit. So I'm fresh out of money. And they didn't use that time, that momentum when they were riding high on the hog to find more private investors. And so they got stuck with not having enough options. And that's really the solution, is to make sure you have enough options. Don't get stuck not having enough options. But, me telling you that in the last hour is more like, hey, I told you so. You're already feeling that. But the way to not get in this situation is to always be raising private money. But here's the perspective you need to have inside your brain when this happens, and that is simply this. This is happening for you, not to you. You may have heard Tony Robbins say that. It's true if you believe it. Now, do I really think things are happening for you, not to you? Philosophically, probably not. Philosophically, probably not. Like in the grand scheme of things, do I believe everything's working for you and not to you? Philosophically, no. Practically, I do believe it. Meaning, that's the meaning I put on everything. You get to put whatever meaning you want on anything you want. And so the most empowering belief is to say, this is happening for me, which then causes your brain to say, oh shit, I need to find another option. And in fact, finding another option is good for me. So that's why philosophically, do I believe it's true? No, it's actually kind of a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But practically, do I believe it? You goddamn right I do, and let me tell you why. It's because it then arms me with the mindset to find a solution as opposed to laying there like a victim thinking, oh no, this is happening to me and I have no recourse, or I have no power over it, or I can't fix this situation. That's not an empowering belief. That's a disempowering belief. So practically, do I believe everything's happening for me? Yes, I do. Why? Because that gives me the power. That gives me the locus of control. That gives me power within me to go fix the situation. So here's what happens. Yes, you should be raising private money all the time. But B, in the midst of this, just look at this as an opportunity to go broaden your resources, expand your Rolodex, expand your ability. What's happening is you're being forced to find more private money. But I don't like it, Keith. It's not comfortable. I know it's not. None of this is comfortable to the smaller, less expansive version of who you are. This is how you expand. This is how you grow. This is how things happen. So you recognize that, realize that, and you move forward. Now, in another situation that came up earlier today with one of my clients, and then what stirred me to want to record this for you, was they had a person that backed out about 8 days early. They were going to get a hard money lender from one particular fund, and that guy, one of the guys who owns part of that fund, is actually in my group. And I said, go talk to him and ask him a couple things. Number one, does he want to do the deal? Which it looks like he wants to. And number two, if he doesn't, does he know anybody that might want to? Which is the second question. Ask the people you know who have private money if they know somebody else that has private money if they don't want to do this deal. And then thirdly, do they know somebody, because they're a fund that lends hard money, do they know anybody else that might want this deal that I might be able to wholesale it off to them? Because that's always the strategy. If we can't fund a deal, let's wholesale it off to somebody else who can fund it. And now we have another resource to go to wholesale deals off if in the last minute our private money lender backs out. This usually happens to people that are newer in the game. They don't have as deep a resources or as deep as contacts or deep as relationships that when one backs out, another one can then fill in their place. But that's the goal, and that's what you're working towards. And sometimes it's these heartaches and hiccups on the 2-yard line that are what push us to actually get more resources and more connections. So it's very tough in the midst of it to think, wow, this is actually going to be a good thing for my long-term growth, because you're just seeing the short-term thing. But in reality, it actually is. So first of all, dig that well deep so you have as many private money lender contacts as possible, so that if someone does fall out, you can go research, you can go over to them. Secondly, ask them if they know anybody who wants to do the deal. Thirdly, when talking with the private money lender who does back out, ask them honestly, hey, why did you back out? What's going on? Lastly, understand this is happening for your growth. And the things that really grow us, usually we try and avoid. So sometimes these things happen against our will, but really they're for our good. With that, if you need help raising private money, you want to learn how to really get good at this, simply go to privatemoneypro.com, opt in. Let me show you a quick video and then jump on a call, talk with us, and see if we can help. All right, with that, take care. All right, so if you're wanting to learn how to raise more private money, go to www.privatemoneypro.com, www.privatemoneypro.com, where I can show you how to be a private money pro. Take care and go rock it.